Alrighty. So, lawyer YouTube. Now, I mean, you can think of political YouTube, you can think of like HVAC YouTube, plumbing YouTube. There are various clusters or maybe clades that you may say that, these little areas of YouTube. One that has been growing in popularity is lawyer YouTube. And, people can think of Nick Rekieta, people can think of Legal Eagle. Now, they have overlap, obviously, with political side. Nick Rekieta was kind of in the same vein as, the Ralph Retort and people like that. Legal Eagle, of course, has worked with H Bomber Guy, I believe. So they're much more political oriented. And of course, you do have as well the guy who does Twitch. What the fuck is his name? I don't care, but the guy with the pompadour and the beard, that guy, he was more of a outright neo lib. I think two channels I think that do sort them that are a little bit better are, and they do have, let's see here, and they both have check marks. Nate the Lawyer and Viva Frey. And I think they give some good takes. I'm watching one right now, which is talking about CNN pushes lies about U.S. soccer's equal pay lawsuit and paid for a biased documentary, and showing that the U.S. women's soccer team apparently got $100,000 for each player, $62,000, and full benefits, while the U.S. men's team got nothing. It goes to show just how spoiled brats a lot of athletes are, especially in the United States. These are spoiled brats. I'm just gonna say it. The fact is that without boomers and without folks that have no jobs and are retired, or are spurgs who think that somehow their child is going to be the next Pele or something like that, these folks would be nothing. I'm just going to say it. So you have these stuck-up broads. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to sound like a MGTOW here, but these stuck-up broads. I'm trying to think of the women's soccer Olympics. I'm trying to think of the name of that. Megan Rapinoe. That's it. Yeah, Megan Rapinoe is the loudest and the most arrogant of that group. Who, when winning the cup or something like that, she's like, "I deserve this. I deserve this." Just absolute stuck up broad you could hope to meet. I try not to talk about women that much because in general it's not really an issue, but it's very disturbing. And I think it's interesting to see how they kind of play this off. I think I'll get back to the point though. I think that the lawyer stuff on YouTube is growing in popularity, and I think rightfully so. I think that they've realized, hey, if we're stuck in lockdown, why don't we try to get some money and get some stuff and get some info out there about being, lawyers, I mean, like I said, I think Nick Rekieta, I think, has lost some of his luster. I think that he's one of these guys who, because he got too involved with politics, I think that hurt his brand, if you want to put it that way. People like Legal Eagle, that has built up their brand. And of course, I mean, he will say, I'm not political, this and that, but he does give his leanings. And I think when you show bias like that, it's dangerous, because once you identify with something, you hurt yourself, because ultimately your popularity is based on that thing, So if you claim to be an ML and it's just like, that's your whole shtick, if you see some ML, you know, uh, country or whatever that decides to become more nationalistic and, becomes more racialist or whatever, it hurts your brand. And now you have to suddenly try to, do some, damage control and say, well, that's not real Marxist Leninism and all this sort of thing, right? Or they'll just go on full bread tube and just be like, oh, well, North Korea, this, or whatever, right? So I think it's interesting to say the least. I mean, this is just something I found interesting about, uh, the way it works, and how this goes. It's good to diversify a bit more in what you watch. I've moved on a bit more from the political stuff because ultimately it just goes nowhere, in my opinion. It just, the folks who just talk about politics doesn't go anywhere. And I say that as somebody who talks about politics pretty much exclusively. Um, but yeah, I think it's good to say the least, that this, yeah. Anywho, hopefully y'all enjoy that short video. So see you later. Goodbye.